Param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. What's the translation again?
Total world victory.
Total world victory to Shri Krishna.
Of Hare Krishna.
Of Hare Krishna. Okay. Welcome to this Bhagavad-gita class, this podcast. Today your host will be Prahlad and me, myself, Isabella. We hope you enjoy. We're doing Bhagavad-gita chapter 2 verse 6. Na caitad vidmaḥ kataran no garīyo yadvā jayema yadi vā no jayeyuḥ yan eva hatvā na jijīviṣāmas te vasthitāḥ pramukhe dhārtarāṣṭrā. Dhṛtarāṣṭra. Now for the translation.
That's not the translation.
Right, the word for word. Na,
Nor.
cha,
Also.
etat,
This.
vidmaḥ,
Do we.
katarat,
Which.
na,
For us.
garīyaḥ,
Better.
hatvā,
Whether.
jayema,
We may conquer.
yadi,
If.
vā,
Or.
na,
Us.
jayeyuḥ,
They conquer.
yan,
Those who.
eva,
Certainly.
hatvā,
By killing.
na,
Never.
jijīviṣāmaḥ,
We would want to live.
te,
All of us.
avasthitāḥ,
Are situated.
pramukhe,
In the front.
Dhṛtarāṣṭra.
The sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. Translation. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. And so the 1972 edition. Nope. There we go. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. The sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, whom if we killed, we should not care to live, are now standing before us on this battlefield. Then we can look at the difference in the translation. Little bit of a difference. In the original Macmillan, it says the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, whom if we killed, we should not care to live. Well, in the version 2, if we killed the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on this battlefield. Whereas here it says, are now standing before us on this battlefield. Also, the original version, it is all one sentence, and the other one is broken up into two sentences. Yeah, I can see that is done to make it more easily readable. If you read this, I think it might be called a split clause. I'm not exactly the English genius, but the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, whom if we killed, we should not care to live, are now standing before us on the battlefield. Yeah, I think that's a split clause, because if we just get rid of this part, whom if we killed, we should not care to live, it would be the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra are now standing before us on this battlefield. Yeah, it just makes it a bit more easy to read, but at the same time, what it does is never mind. Yeah, well, the other difference is that it says the battlefield, this battlefield. sort of takes it into, because this battlefield is definitely present tense, and the battlefield isn't implicitly present tense. So yeah, it's taking it out of present tense into more less present tense, because it could be present tense, but it's not specifically present tense. Purples. You want to read that?
Okay. Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of the Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging would be his only means of subsistence. Nor was there certainty of victory, because either side might emerge victorious. Even if victory awaited them, and their cause was justified, still if the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra died in battle, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. Under the circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. All these considerations by Arjuna definitely proved that not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous, as these qualities, combined with his faith in the words of instruction by Sri Krishna, his spiritual master, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge, and without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Arjuna was competent in all these attributes over and above his enormous attributes in his material relationships.
Okay. And so if we go here, there's been a little bit of a difference. In this line, it says, on the original version, it says, all these considerations by Arjuna definitely prove that he was not only a great devotee of Krishna, but that he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. Well, in the second version it says, all these considerations by Arjuna definitely proved that he was not only was he a great devotee of the Lord. Proved that not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. This change also is making it from more present tense into past tense. When it says Arjuna definitely proved, that is direct, like present to past, and then it says he was to was he, which is saying was he is less direct than he was. Definitely proved that he was, it's more, I'm not exactly sure what the right word is, but he was not only a great devotee, but not only was he a great devotee, not just, I'm saying it different, but there's a different voice as you read it, just because of the writing style. It's slight, but definitely, I notice it. It's noticeable. What was the other thing? So this is the original manuscript that Srila Prabhupada wrote. In the translation, it says, are now standing before us in this battlefield. I think.
On.
It says on this battlefield. I don't know why there's a little scribble there. But yes, that is, it says this. And the very, says on the battlefield. So just changing the tense there. Yeah, okay. Talking about the actual purport, what do you have to say?
Yes, thoughts. Bro's cool. Bro is elevated. He's thinking like a devotee, but he isn't thinking like a kshatriya, which is his duty. So, what's going on there? I don't know, you talk, man. I do not know what to say.
I was reading a book. What was the book by Sri Prahlad? Leadership in the Bhagavad-gita. It's a book by Sri Prahlad, and part of it is talking about the different varnas. Talking about like being a kshatriya, brahmana, a vaishya, that sort of stuff.
Shudra.
And it said, one of the things that I remember quite well, it said, it is better to do one's duty terribly than to do one. It's better to do one's duty terribly than do another's perfectly. I don't think that's exactly the words, but that was the message behind it. And so, even though Arjuna is a kshatriya, so he should do his duty, and it does say that there wasn't certain victory because either side might emerge victorious, which goes along with that, that he should be doing his duty, even though he might not win and do his duty perfectly as a kshatriya. He should not go do his. He should not go into begging, which is not his duty. He could become like the most perfect beggar, and be very successful in that. But that is not his duty. He must do his duty as a kshatriya, because that's what he must do. And yeah, it says it would be very difficult to live in their absence if the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra died in battle. And, same thing, he still has his duty to do, even though there might be consequences that he wouldn't like, that might make it more difficult, might not be able to do his duty properly afterwards. It is still his duty. Yeah. What else? Yeah, it was talking about, he was highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. And then it says, there's no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge, unless the senses are controlled. And so, it says that there's no chance of liberation without knowledge and devotion. I'll just read the thing. Unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge, and without knowledge and devotion, there is no chance for liberation. So basically what it is saying is that Arjuna has control over his mind and senses, which means that he's able to be elevated to the platform of knowledge and devotion. And so Arjuna has his devotion to his spiritual master, Sri Krishna, that's what it said before, combined with his faith in the words of the instructions of Sri Krishna, his spiritual master. Yeah, so there's the devotion. He is gaining the knowledge, so he's being elevated to the platform of knowledge through the speaking of the Bhagavad-gita throughout the book. And so by the end of the speaking of the Bhagavad-gita, he should gain the knowledge. He has the devotion. He has the control over the senses. And so liberation would be basically attained. Well, yes, that's what it says. And so, what that implies is that no matter what Arjuna does, whether he wins or loses this fight, there will be the liberation. There's no there's no like need for him to win this fight, because he is following his duty. He is listening to the instructions of his spiritual master. He has the devotion. He has the control of his senses. And so liberation will be obtained whether he wins or loses. But that depends on him following his duty. And so, him, basically the first part, the previous parts of the Gita with all of his arguments on why he shouldn't fight, it's good to sort of see those arguments and see the anti-arguments, or the reasons why his arguments are bogus. And that's what I got from it. Back to you.
Well, first let's thank that wonderful person for leaving that comment. Izzy Alvarez. No clue who she is, but thank you for calling me a pretty cool person. Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you, you know? I think whatever you said was pretty true.
Yeah, it also says, it is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Which, you know, it doesn't say that he will attain liberation, but, you know, he's got the best chances. he's got all the qualifiers down, and so...
Qualifying qualifiers, the qualities.
Yeah, well, these are qualifying qualifiers.
Hey?
He's got the qualities.
He's got the drip.
Yeah, he's got what he needs.
Change the camera.
Right. I did forget to do that.
No. Mm-hmm. Back to us.
Let's see. Yeah, that's really all I got to say.
Contemporary application.
Contemporary application? What do you mean by that? Yep, contemporary application.
Solid.
Yeah, you can find some modern thing you can apply it to.
Sure, that's what contemporary application means. Oh. Let's see.
Prahlad has all the qualities to make dinner. But he doesn't. That is my contemporary application.
So we demonstrate that the philosophy of Bhagavad-gita is practical, which means that you can use it in the living of life.
Now we just need to find an example. Let us think.
I usually get more time to think about this stuff because someone else is talking. But well, there are two of us.
Yes, good point. Circling back to Izzy Alvarez's comment, gotta say, thank you very much, and I truly believe you. Yeah, man, I ain't got no clue. I could just go on about something if you want to think.
Well, it says, even if their victory awaited and their cause was justified, still if the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra had died in battle, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. I I guess that's sort of true. Well, if there's always some sort of conflict, just basically, if there's any sort of conflict, even if you win the conflict, then your cause is justified. Whatever happens, there'll still be some sort of difference at the other side. Not saying that it would be very difficult to live with whatever happened, but there'll still be some sort of consequence, or not consequence, but some sort of change. Under these circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. I'm not quite sure. My take is definitely doing your duty properly and having faith in the instructions of Sri Krishna. that's it.
I mean, Arjuna doesn't really have that much to lose,
I mean, he's not afraid of losing it himself. I mean, it literally says he was born in a royal household. I mean, there's not that much to lose. There's literally everything to lose.
Yes, I know that, but if he's enlightened and he's, oh my god,
Continue.
Okay, if he's enlightened and he's pretty much perfect for his job application to go to heaven, Goloka Vrindavan, well then, and if he's very high up with the mental thinking when it comes to that, very spiritual type of guy, then isn't that like his goal or something, or like to protect and defend, because he's a Kshatriya, but he's kind of not doing what he's meant to be doing. That is obvious.
His gripes with doing what his duty is that he'll have to
kill his family, kill people who are higher up.
Yeah, he'll have to kill his family, his teachers, the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra. It would be difficult to live in their absence, and it's not saying it would be difficult for me to live in their absence. It says it would be difficult to live in their absence. It's not just talking about Arjuna himself. So because the deaths of them is gonna clearly affect more people than just Arjuna. I mean, the stakes might be smaller for him, but it's larger. It's a larger
for the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's like they have families. The family has families. People, if they have important roles in the royal household, those roles are now empty, and then you got like
starvation and poverty and broken apart families.
There might be like power struggles for like open positions, like the domino effect of like this would be considerable. And so Arjuna is looking at all of these sort of aspects and giving his arguments on why he shouldn't be fighting, but Krishna just doubled down and is like, "I'm going to do your duty." It says, Arjuna, although fighting is the duty of Kshatriyas, and so it's just the duty. He just continues on the same path, and Arjuna could come up with like 100,000 different arguments, but
Krishna would not care.
It's your duty. He's like, man, this is what you got to do. And so
poor guy.
So the stakes are pretty high.
Not for him personally, but just
Yeah, but he's not just thinking about him personally. Otherwise, he would,
I know that.
so
Because he's very highly, you know, I don't know. Feel sorry for him.
all these what does it say? Yeah, all of these considerations by Arjuna definitely prove that not only was he a great devotee, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. So he was highly enlightened, and he had a lot of considerations. He wasn't just thinking surface level, or thinking like, oh, what's the first thing that I could say yes to doing this? It's like, I don't know. I think everyone has had the yo, how much money would you need to, like, I don't know, jump off a bridge or something. It's like, haha, I'll do it for like $100. I'll do it for 20, and something like that.
Depends on the bridge.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't even you think, oh, it depends on the bridge. There's no other considerations. It's like, what am I gonna hit the ground flat? It depends on the bridge.
Look, man, the bridge could have, like, it could be real small and it could be water. It's like those jumping bridges that you can jump off.
Yeah, and so exactly, there's more thought needed to be put into sort of decisions, and so yeah, exactly. There's the contemporary thing, you know. All these considerations by Arjuna proves that not only was he a great devotee, you know, the considerations need to be had about things before, you know, just choosing something surface level, or just like the first thing that you agree with. So like jumping off a bridge, like, oh, which bridge is it, or something like, how much money would I get for jumping off this bridge? There's no like, oh, when am I gonna do this bridge thing? It's like, can I jump off this bridge? Is someone gonna watch? Yeah, there's heaps of different considerations, but no, you would just think, oh, how much money to jump off the bridge or something. And so
Just think about the difficult things later.
yeah, which is exactly not the enlightened thing to do. That's what Bhishma is doing. He's like, money, yes. So yeah. I don't know. That's all I got. That's my brain power, juiced. Let me see. Any last words from you?
No.
Okay.
How much money would you pay me to jump off a bridge?
2 nickels and a shoestring.
Depends on the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Ooh. Hope you had a good time watching this. I don't know. Oh yeah. Hope you had an amazing time
yes.
tuning in to this amazing class with this slightly unamazing person and this absolutely fabulous person.
Yeah. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Total victory of Hare Krishna. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Or next time for Bhagavad-gita 2:7.
We hope to see you there.
See ya.
Bye.